I'd say probably the most significant developments we've seen is partners getting back to, I guess, basics and really adding value to their customers. And I think one of the ways that they've been doing that is going out, meeting with them, and really spending the time to listen to, what their needs are, what issues that they're running into, and then going out and providing the right solutions to solve those needs. Well, the past few years, I would say the challenges have remained the same. They're obviously from year to year they get a little bit more complex, but it's really keeping ahead of the malware writers. So the thing that we need to do is just continue to innovate, and make sure that we're putting out the best solution that we can. And the reason why it's changed over the years is that it used to be primarily driven by ego. So had malware writers out there, and all they would do is they'd like to make sure they infect a bunch of machines. They'd make sure they'd get credit for it. And over the past few years, it's dramatically changed, where it's all driven by economics. So you look at CryptoLocker last year, towards the latter part of last year. In 3 months, the rise of CryptoLocker were able to make $27 million. So as long as that opportunity is out there, it's just going to continue to be a bigger and bigger problem. I think it's something that started towards the end of last year, but this year. But one of the things that I would say is continued. We're seeing a lot of growth in is the resellers being able to diversify their business. And one of the things that they've been able to do is get into more of a managed service space. So something that they may have done and they didn't realize they were doing it, but now they're going to be really offering it more as a service. And we saw that towards, I'd say over the last probably 2 years, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth in that. But certainly in the EMEA, we're seeing more and more growth over the past 6 months, and we see that continuing into next year. And I think being able to offer that managed service and have kind of a hybrid approach gives them the ability to actually, move into the future. I think one of the things that will hold the greatest pitfalls if they don't continue to adapt and innovate. The thing that we're seeing, and one of the greatest examples I think is the beginning of the year, one of the bigger security vendors on the AV space made a pretty dramatic announcement saying that antivirus is dead. And so, you look at that, and you look at, the way the malware writers and, have been always, consistently staying ahead of the antivirus world. If the partners are not looking at, what the latest and greatest technology and moving more to a best-of-breed approach, I think that they're going to struggle, because they're going to continue not to be able to keep up with that threat landscape, and then their customers are just going to move on. I think the biggest thing that they could do is, and we've seen this with some of, certainly with some of our strongest partners, is getting out there, meeting with them, listening, and then really understanding how they do business, and then making some adjustments if they need to on their side to fit the customer's needs. Because that's the biggest thing right now. We're seeing things change very rapidly. And you can't just, sit back and assume that, well, I'm going to keep on doing it the way I've always doing it, and I'm going to have the same results. You need to make those changes, and I think that's the thing. I think, being able to adapt to that is a struggle for some of the traditional resellers.